Crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this treat box. It's an open-sided box. You just undo the ribbon, open to reveal the goodies in there. Okay, it's got a little box there. These are chocolate treats here, little snacks, and they're 2 tea bags, flavoured tea bags, fruit tea bags. I can't take credit for this idea. Credit goes to fellow demo Judi Hill. She gave me this one as a swap when we were at the Onstage convention recently in Telford. This is what was inside hers, but the chocolates there they were Judi's. I just took them out of there to make mine look better than it does empty. But what a fantastic idea this is. I spoke to Judi and she very kindly gave me her blessing to make a video showing how it's made. So many thanks, Judi. Judi's website, by the way, is www.kittycatcrafter.co.uk. I'll put a link to her website in the box below. Loads of pieces of cardstock that you need. This is really quite easy to make, quite straightforward. Just one piece, couple of scored lines and a little box. But there's lots of pieces because everything is it's got layers on it and decorated. But it's very easy. Right, to start off with, you need a piece of cherry cobbler which measures 12 inches by 2 3/4 inches, which is 30.5 centimetres by 7 centimetres. Then you need you need 4 pieces of Whisper White that measure 2 5/8 inches by 4 7/8 inches, which is 6.6 by 12.3 centimetres. Let me just get a piece of paper to put under how far I get, otherwise I'm going to finish up very much confused. Right, now we need, very vanilla again, 2 pieces that measure 2 5/8 by 1 7/8 inches, which is 6.6 by 4.7 centimetres. And then with the Designer Series paper, I've used Presents and Pinecones. You need 2 pieces that are 2 1/2 inches by 4 3/4 inches, which is 6.3 by 12 centimetres. And then you need another 2 the same size as that, but in a contrasting design. So that's 2 1/2 inches by 4 3/4 inches, which is 6.3 by 12 centimetres. If you didn't notice the difference in the designs, there was this one at the front and at the bottom there. I've also used it for the box, but a contrasting one for the lining on the inside. Okay, so that was those. Where did we get to? And then we need 1 piece of the main design, which is 2 1/2 inches by 1 3/4 inches, which is 6.3 by 4.4 centimetres. And then you need a piece exactly the same in your contrast design, which is 2 1/2 inches by 1 3/4 inches, which is 6.3 by 4.4 centimetres. And then you need 2 pieces of cherry cobbler, and these measure 1/2 inch by 4 inches, which is 1.2 by 10.1 centimetres. And then you need a piece of cherry cobbler which measures 3 7/8 inches by 4 3/8 inches, which is 9.8 by 11 centimetres. And then Whisper White, you need 2 pieces of these. This is 2 inches by 1 5/8 inches, which is 5 centimetres by 4.1 centimetre. Then on the Designer Series paper again, the main design, you need 2 pieces that measure 1 3/4 inches by 1 1/2 inches, which is 4.4 centimetres by 3.8 centimetres. Then you need 2 pieces of Whisper White, which measure 3/4 of an inch by 1 5/8 inches, which is 4.1 centimetres by 1.9 centimetres. And then you need 2 pieces of the main designer series paper again, and these measure 1.5 inches by 5/8 of an inch, which is 3.8 centimetres by 1.5 centimetres. And you will also need some scraps of cherry cobbler and emerald envy cardstock. They're for the bells and the holly as a decoration on the front of the box. Right, now what we will do first is to put the main box together, but we will remember not to stick these two onto our frame first. No, we're not. We're going to do the scoring first. That might be a good idea, mightn't it? Right. So we use our scoreboard and take the large piece and put it in landscape mode, and you're going to score this at, I'll give you the I keep going to say English. I'll give you the inches first, and then I'll do the centimetres. So for inches, you need 5 inches first, and then 7 inches. And for centimetres, that's going to be 12.7 centimetres by 17.8 centimetres. And then on this piece, you're going to put it in portrait mode, and you're going to score at 7/8 of an inch. Turn it 180 degrees and do 7/8 of an inch again. Turn it 90 degrees, so you are now in landscape mode. Oh, sorry, that in centimetres, that was 2.2 centimetres. So 2.2 centimetres, turn it 180 degrees, 180 degrees, and it's 2.2 centimetres. Now turn it 90 degrees, and in inches, you're going to score this at 1 3/4 inches and 2 5/8 inches. And in metric, that's going to be 4.4 centimetres and 6.6 centimetres. Right, now we've done our scoring, we're going to start putting the base together. Right, let's take a bone folder. Oops. Got a loose holly leaf there. Right, let's just fold this and get our creases, really nice creases. There's that one and that one. We'll do the box later, we're just concentrating on this bit for the time being. Okay, so you've got that. I'm going to get my silicone mat and Tombow. Got Tombow here. Right, so I'm going to start with these two and these two, but I am not going to put this on my box frame yet. I did on the first one. In fact, I'll show you that at the end, because if you didn't want to put the strips across, there is a way to do it. I found out because I made a mistake, which is always quite handy. Right. So just put some Tombow on the back. Position that. and then put that on one side so that we don't try putting it on just yet. On my one there isn't any right or wrong way for the pattern, not on this one anyway. The other green one had Christmas trees on it, so I had to be very careful what I was doing with that one. Now with the contrast, in fact I've got that back to front, haven't I? The main ones I can put on there. It's this contrast one that I mustn't. I know that I've said this before, but I really think Stampin' Up excelled themselves with the designs of the designer series paper they brought out for Christmas this year. It's been very, very difficult to choose which ones to use. One of the things I tend to do is, if there are any designs of this paper that can be used at other times of the year, I will save that if there's something similar that I could use, a more Christmassy one. Like this. This has got flowers on it. I mean, at the moment they're like snowflakes, if you like. Oh, coming up you come. Now that's the one I'm not going to do. So this is my outside. I'm going to put these on. Oh no, you're going to run out on me, aren't you? Okay, now if you've got a directional pattern here, make sure that the top of your pattern is here, because you're going to be popping your box up like that. Okay, so like mine with the trees, I've got the trees so they're standing up properly. When you're doing a job like this, life is a lot easier if you don't use a directional pattern. Right, and we've also got these two. This is the outside. I've done one for the base. Again, you don't really need to do that. I'm going to adhere this to the base as well. Obviously this bit you could use snail or fast fuse or the tear and tape if you prefer. Now I can put this piece on as well. I think I might have to reach across and get another Tombow. Oops. Right. Let me just get another Tombow over here. And that doesn't feel very clever either. Couldn't believe it, I've got 5 of them on the go here. Right, let's keep that one. Oh, I can stand up over there. That's it. Right, so what we're going to do next is, for the 2 that we didn't adhere here, the reason we didn't is because we've got to put these 2 on. In fact, shall I bring this over so you can see what we're doing? Okay, so we've stuck this bit down here, and we've got to get this bit to go round. And the way we do that, I've forgotten to bring any more tea bags with me. Okay, let's take these. If you've got a directional pattern, pay attention to this bit. That's got to be the top so that you're looking down like this, and your tea bag's going to be towards the bottom. Okay, and now you take your band here and you very gently just fold one side around, and then with the other side, keeping your tea bag in place, very gently just let that fold around as well. You should find that if you took that out, you'd finish up with quite a bulge there. Okay, with this straight, you've got quite a bulge there for your tea bag to go in there. Okay, so we need to adhere that in place, and what I am going to do is I'm going to measure it. I think I did 1.5 inches. So what I do, used my measure on here, let me push that up slightly, you can't, that's it, and with a pencil, no, I did 1 inch 5/8, didn't I? Because I went in between the line. So that's 1 inch, going from the centre dark line there, 1 inch and 5/8. So that goes up here somewhere. So I'm going to turn over, leave it so that I can see this pencil mark here, and I can see that, and I'm going to make sure that this is straight with that line, and this is straight as well. So when I'm happy everything is all straight and in order, I'm going to use my fast fuse just to put a strip down here. You can use snail for this because you will be putting some glue on it as well. Okay, so there's that one, and I am going to push that underneath. Okay, so I've got this lined up again at my 8 inches, and this I'm lining up at my 1 5/8, and I can push that across, and then making sure that I stay straight here, and I make sure this comes over to my 1 5/8. Then I can, don't push that down flat, because you're not going to be able to, you need to keep that bulge there. Okay, so if you pushed it down on here, you'd lose that. So make sure you've got this bit against the edge as you're trying to do this, and get it straight. In fact, it might be easier just to turn it around, mightn't it? No, it won't, because I'm going off on a different measurement. Okay, so I'm lining up straight here. There's my 1 5/8. But keeping this up so that I don't flatten that bulge. Make sure that's straight, straight. There we go. That should be right. No, I told you, I can't see a straight line. That's better. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so I've got that anchored down now, but I still got my bulge there. Now I'm going to do the other one. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this round and then very gently bring this one round, allowing it to bulge up slightly. You don't need to crease either of these folds really hard. Okay, so with that out of the way, if I push the creases against either side, then I get my bulge. Okay, so now I need to get my 1 5/8 here. I use my fast fuse just to put one side, one line here. That came off easily. And there we go. Let's try the other side, see if that goes any easier. Okay, so I'm going to line it up on my 1 5/8 there. And put my card in, line it up straight there, 1 5/8. There we go. Now with this one, 1 5/8. Oh, I think it's easier doing it this way. Just double check that. Much easier. So in that case, I recommend that you do that one first. Once you've got that on, it's a lot easier to get this one done. Far less of a struggle to what I had on that first one. Right, now we need Tombow again. Let's get these stuck on. Now when I put the glue now, I put an extra bit on my band, just to make sure that that really does hold. And remember that the strip goes closest to the bottom of the box. Right, and then we do the same for the other side. And again, making sure that you put your strip towards the bottom of your box. Okay, so that's all of that done, apart from punching our holes, but we'll do that bit in a moment. Just give that glue a little bit time to dry. Now we're going to work on our box that goes in the centre. And what you need to do is, where you have this line, the score line going across here, so you've got your 3 boxes, we're going to cut up those 2 lines as far as that score line, and then we're going to miter out quite a big chunk of it. Now what we're going to do is with paper piercer, when we cut up here, I suggest you cut on that score line but on the edge that faces down this way, and then when you cut on this one, cut on the edge that faces down this end. Okay, so I'm going to cut up there as far as the score line, and then I'm going to cut out a large miter okay, it's quite a big bit this time. We don't normally do that much. Now I'm cutting up again. Make sure I go a bit higher this time, and then cut out a large miter on the corner there. Still didn't do that far enough, did I? There we go. Okay, well you can see that, it's very obvious, isn't it? Now we're going to do the same to the other side, up to the score line, and then a nice big mitre. Getting the hang of it now. And then a nice size mitre there. Right, what we'll do is we'll do the folding and then we'll do part of the decorating. So if you fold on your crease lines, making sure your edges all match up as always. And then fold these over as well. Always double check to make sure your edges are lining up. Okay, so we're going to just decorate that bit and that bit. So bring our other little pieces over, and what we need is those two bits for the time being, 4 bits. Looks as if I cut that quite short, doesn't it? I wonder what happened there. Mind you, it's not the first time I've done that, and it probably won't be the last either. I will probably go over that after the video's finished and put a larger piece on. Or do something. Right, now we're going to put these two together. How did I do here? Oh, that was better. Much, much better. Right, so this one's going to go on here. We can't do the side pieces until we've actually put our box together. As I said, it is really quite easy. It's just that there's so many layers to it. Right, okay. Now, what we're going to do to adhere our box together, so that we don't have that bit showing inside the box, the triangle bit, we're going to have it on the outside and we're going to pop that over the top of it so you can't see it. That's why the mitre was so sharp, so that it doesn't show out very much at the bottom there. It does show a little bit, but not very much. So we need, which way does this go? We need glue on the inside of these two. And again, it's up to you what glue you use. and then on the outside of 2 flaps. Okay. Now as a box this goes together quite easily because they just sit side by side, or at least on top of each other rather, and there's no problem with trying to get all this lined up. It all just sits on the bottom there. This bit, I mean, sits down on the bottom. Okay, and then bring that one up, and then bring that one up. Okay, so beautiful, nice, tidy little box. And then we can pop these on as well. Okay, that's one side. And that's the other side. I'll show you that and show you how much you can see of the flap that you've put up there. Okay, it is visible to a certain extent, but I really don't think that will be noticed once it's in situ. Right, so to pop it on here, all we're going to do is put some glue on the bottom. On this bit I do recommend you use Tombow, just to make sure that this does actually stick. I'm going to bring this down to me a bit, I think. I just eyeball this to get it into the centre. That looks about right, I think. And I'm just going to use my bone folder just to make sure. Now for the holes for the ribbon, what I'm going to do is, I've got a scrap of paper here, which is, oh that's convenient, it's 1/2 inch. I'm going to do it from here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, go up to the 8-inch line, and I'm just going to measure at 3/4 of an inch. Just a minute, let's put that away. And then with the 3/4 of an inch, just going to cut that off there. And with my pencil, now I'm going to put this right in the corner of this bit here, like that, and then I'm going to draw a little circle there. That's where I'm going to punch the hole. Now I'm going to do the same here, line that up to this corner on the cherry cobbler cardstock, and I'm going to draw a circle there. As I say, I'm using my crocodile because it will go through it like butter, and I'm using the 3/16 of an inch. If you don't have a crocodile, you may find it's a bit of a struggle to get the 3 holes done, in which case it might be a better idea for you to just do 2 layers on the box rather than the 3 that I have. And if you did that, what you would need to do is forget the white layer, but with your designer series paper, if you do these, all of them, the same size that I've given you for the white pieces. I hope that makes sense. Right, so that's that side. And now I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to use my square again. This was a tip that was given to me by somebody when I struggled with the video. I think it was either Kelly's box bag or Kelly's clutch bag, one of them. But somebody left a message that this is the easy way of doing it, and she was right. It's lovely. Saves any struggling. So thank you very much if you're watching this video. The only thing I find with my crocodile is once I've punched a hole like this, it doesn't like to give up. Oh, except when I say. But quite often I have to actually push the remnants out. So that's all of that done. All I need now is to decorate the front. Yep, so what I'm going to do is, if I can turn this over for you to see. Yep, there we go. The bells are from the, because I don't think I've got my stamp sets here. The bells are from Seasonal Bells, and the holly is from Holly Berry Happiness. I'll put the correct name. If that's wrong, the correct names will be on the screen and they'll be in the details underneath. Now, what I have done is I have already made mine, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So I had scrap pieces of paper. That's my Seasonal Bells. I used our basic black archival ink. Let's move that out of the way for the time being. And I did one bell, then I turned this upside down because you can get another one really nice and close, and they punch out beautifully. On this I've got the red bells. So what I do for that is I stamp one red and another red. I also need the holly, don't I? I need the holly leaves, which is what this is for. I'm not going to do this right the way through because I've already done them, as I say, to save a bit of time for us. Now with the holly leaf, I stamp that sideways. You see that? That's it. Because that's the easiest way of punching it out. This is the smaller leaf. There are two in the set. So what I do is I pop one in there. Okay, and then I just cut that off, and then I stamp my next one. And then I punch that out. Okay, so that's my way of doing those bits. The berries, I've got the berry stamp here as well. This is from the Holly Berry Happiness. And this fits onto a nice tiny piece of paper. And then that gets punched out as well. Like the leaf, I'm not sure there's a right or wrong way of doing it. Okay, so you get that lined up. Oops, it moved. No, don't. That's it. Okay, so that's that done. And then with the bells, whoops, let's do this one first. So pop that in there, punch that out. And then you do the red ones. no, you don't need to do the red ones because we're going to cut these out. There are two ways of doing these bells, or at least when I do them, there are two ways of doing them. There's this way, where I've done the light green one, and then I stamped on the emerald JanB, and I cut out that centre bit. Okay, the other way of doing it, I don't have a sample here. Okay, let me show you. Yes, I do. I've done it on here. I just cut the two strips out. Okay, so that's the two different ways. Let me show you. Right, that one with the complete solid bit, and that bit with the two stripes cut out. Alright, and then what I do to adhere them together, let me just cut this one out so that I can show you and do the green one. I can come back and finish this off later. So with the bells, I just put a little bit of Tombow on there. Okay, cut these off. For the sake of time, I'm going to cut this as one big chunk. Okay, so then we glue that. Okay. This is my favourite bell because you can do this to it. It just rings the changes and it brings the two colours together. Right now, oh yes, I have got two of the right colour here. Let me just show you how I put these together. Where did I see the other one? Oh, there it is. So what I do to put these together is I just put a little bit of glue there. Pop that on top. And then with the berries, I don't know if there's a right way or wrong way of these, but I always put the little dark dot towards the top, and then once I've done that I put a little dot of blue there and pop that on. Okay, so that's all done. I'll come back and do that one later. But this is what we have here, and I'm going to pop it on here. You could use dimensionals if you want to. I seem to do everything with Tombow. I'm not really big on using dimensionals for things. Now I'm just going to pop that where I think it looks balanced, bearing in mind I'm going to have a bow up here. Okay, so I've got that. Let's put that away. Let's have tea bag in. Let's take this tea bag. So that's alright. Where's the chocolates gone? Let's take those as well. Pop that one in there. Now I just need some ribbon. What colour shall we have? Red, I suppose. Let's just take a length of this. I imagine about 14 inches will do. So there's one through there, one through there. And you need to make sure that the ribbon at the back here goes through straight. Okay. Yep, that's straight. Make sure it's going through. As you're looking through here, make sure that's going through straight, and that one. That way you're in with a good chance of getting a nice bow, which is something I think most of us struggle with. I'm going to tie this once and that's going to be it. If it looks good, then that's great, I'm happy. If it doesn't look good, I'll do it off camera. Sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. Let's just pull the tails down a bit. There we go. Well, that's not too bad. I have definitely seen worse. Okay. I'm not going to cut those off yet because I might fiddle with it. In fact, I will fiddle with it. But there we go. That's today's project. Don't you think that's absolutely super? Let me just show you this one because this is the first one I made and I wasn't too pleased with it. Can you see all that wing of Stella on there? Amazing, isn't it? Right, so if we open this up, what I did on this one was I put these layers down before I'd put the bands on there. This one here. So what I've done is I've just adhered these with glue dots. That one a bit wonky by the looks of things. But hey, that's alright. Okay, so these are my projects for today. I'm not going to sit here trying to get bows done. And this is Judy's one too. So this is what it looks like if you don't do the extra layer. Okay, doesn't spoil it at all. You just know me that I do tend to do 3 layers on whatever I'm doing. So many thanks, Judi. It's an absolutely fabulous swap and it has been liked by lots of people when I showcased it on my swaps video. So many thanks. I really appreciate it. Many thanks for watching my video. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the box below or email me at janb@janbcards.com. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I've used to make this today, not the tea bags, not the chocolate of course, please click on the link in the box below and that'll take you to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. I will be putting everything, all the products that I've used and the measurements on the screen. But if you're watching on a device where you can't see all of that, it will be in the box below. So just click on show more and the box will open up and everything will be there for you. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.